Tonight we honor seniors from the band, cheerleaders, and football team in one of their final home games here at Varsity Field. Let us first extend a round of applause to the seniors from Melrose High School for their dedication and commitment to their town and their school. The seniors from Burlington High School would like to take this opportunity to thank their parents who have supported them through their tenure here at Burlington High School. To our seniors, Burlington High School thanks you for your time, your passion, your dedication, and your commitment to Burlington High School. Now let's meet our senior class, starting with the members of the Burlington High School Red Devil Marching Band.
Stand up.
Michaela Bonaventura, escorted by parents Lorena and Anthony. Samantha Kabuzi Lukey, escorted by parents Janice and Jeff Lukey. Marissa Cormier, escorted by parents Ellen and John, brother Jack, and grandparents Claire and Jerry. Christopher Daly, escorted by parents Kim and Andrew Daly and brother Nicholas. Michaela DeFrancesco, escorted by parents Joanna and Joe, and siblings Stephanie, John, Joseph, Gianna, and Jael. Savannah James, escorted by parents Robin and Dylan James. Erin Kerr, escorted by parents Kim and Dawn Kerr and sister Kathleen. Cole Lasco, escorted by parents Tracy and Phil Sullivan and brother Leon and sister Rachel. Allison Martin, escorted by parents Holly and Kevin Martin. Liam Murphy, escorted by parents Deb and Jim Murphy, brother Ryan, and sister Caitlin. Raina Parry, escorted by parents Jillian and Blaine Parry and sister Allison.
Not me. Not me.
Morgan Powers. Escorted by parents Glenda Little and Bob Powers. Caitlin Shea. Escorted by parents Kerry and Brendan Shea. Ashwini Shinde. Escorted by mother Uma Shinde, sister Mancy, and brother-in-law Sean. Christina Walensky. Escorted by parents Sarah and Dave Walensky, Jonathan, Elijah, and Althea Walensky. Nadia Zaganjori. Escorted by parents Saneda and Alex Zaganjori. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Burlington Red Devil Marching Band Seniors. And now let's meet our senior cheerleaders. Courtney Abbin. Escorted by parents Joan and Patrick Abbin. Captain Caitlin Marchese. Escorted by parents Mike and Stephanie, sister Samantha, and brother Michael. Kara Desmond. Escorted by parents Colleen and Rich, and brothers Daniel, Patrick, and Trevor. Captain Jesse Goober. Accompanied by parents Amy and Bob Goober and brother Jimmy. Erica Rosberg. Escorted by her mother Maria and brothers Devin and Drew. Elisa Gonzalez. Escorted by parents Luis and Maria. Captain Jamie Carney. Escorted by parents Jonathan and Kathy, sister Jackie, and brother-in-law Jason.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Burlington High School senior cheerleaders. And now let's meet our senior football players. Captain, number 52, Tommy Splagunius. Escorted by parents Helen and Greg and brother Dino. Captain, number 77, Andrew Woods. Escorted by parents Chuck and Maria, brother Mark, and sisters Lauren and Nicole. Number 83, Matthew Harrigan. Escorted by parents Susan and Tom. Number 44, Sean McGilvery. Escorted by parents Lee and Kevin, brothers Ryan and Alex, and grandfather Stephen O'Brien. Number 4, Ryan Culhane. Escorted by parents Todd and Marie and brother Sean. Number 58, Isaiah Stott. Escorted by parents Matthew and Sandria Rue, brother Camden, and grandparents Tom and Lisa Allard. Number 46, Nick Campbell. Escorted by parents Dawn and Lisa Campbell. Number 1, Jake Doherty. Escorted by parents Rich and Valerie Doherty. Number 10, Sean Geddick. Escorted by parents Paul and Lisa Geddick. Number 5, Cam Wheelock. Escorted by parents Kimberly and Bruce and brother Ethan. Number 17, Luke Bradley. Accompanied by Susan and Greg Bradley, Andrew and Erin. Number 51, Luke Lord. Accompanied by parents Carrie and Claire. And number 73, Johnson Magada. Escorted by his mother Miriam, sister Lydia, and brother-in-law Kenny. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have one final round of applause for your Burlington High School 2018 senior class? Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, performed this evening by the Burlington High School Marching Band, accompanied by the Marshall Simons Middle School Band.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Varsity Field here on senior night at Burlington High School. I am your commentator, Nick Bongiorno, along with co-commentator Kevin Carnell, and we are here for a dandy, folks. Burlington Red Devils football team against the Melrose Red Raiders. Both teams pretty good this season. Burlington off to a fantastic start at 5-1. Overall, 8-1. Melrose are 3-3. As we get kicked off underway here, Ryan O'Halloran to take it back. Burlington have been so good in every aspect of the game this season. And the special teams, they're not kicking it to Jake Doherty. We've said that a billion times this season. So, Kevin, Burlington 5-1. Unbelievable turnaround from a year ago when they went 1-10. So what do you think Burlington has to do tonight in order to win this football game?
Well, I think they're going to start off big on the defense, which they've done pretty good so far, and offense, especially with Melrose. I've seen them play before. They're very. You can never predict what they're going to do, so they need to be very strong, offensive and defensive.
Meanwhile, Kyle Pena out for his first snap, and he gives it right to his man, who's been doing it all season long, Jake Doherty, for about only a 1-yard gain. Nice job by Melrose. And I talked to Dan McKay earlier, and Melrose record is deceiving. They look like a mediocre team by 3-3, but they are a good team. He's studied film. Their defense is fantastic, and they have a good running game, eating up a lot of clock and winning their previous games. So Burlington has a tough test tonight. They have been very good recently, Burlington, getting off 2 straight 42-point games offensively, and only allowing a total of 21 points in those games in total. Really blowouts, and the last one came here against Wilmington. All these teams, though, you look at their records, and they were not the greatest. Burlington faced in with a tougher test tonight. You know the offense is going to get it done. It's about other aspects of the game, Kevin.
Yeah, Burlington coming off with a great win last week over Wakefield, 42-7. Jake Doherty, 346 yards.
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, nice pass out from Pena out to his man, McCauley, and Jake McCauley has a block, and he gets it out across midfield, and Burlington's offense is on the roll.
Well, as we take a look over there, let's take a look at the other games in the league here tonight. Wakefield, Wakefield hosting Watertown, Stoneham at Wilmington. And for those Burlington kids who are there, Shawsheen Rams at Greater Lawrence. And, of course, Melrose here at Burlington. Plenty of other games in the league here tonight.
Everyone watching this game, Burlington very close to clinching a playoff spot. I do not believe that if tonight anything is going to happen in terms of them clinching it. I think tomorrow, as Dan McKay has informed me, is where they are going to be seated. Or the pen.
Oh, yeah.
So meanwhile, Pena and shotgun hands it off to Doherty. He's running to the outside, and nice tackle for a 5-yard loss. That's what the Red Raiders came in to do. Their defense, after they were not healthy to start the season, they are here, and they are going to hopefully try and stop this powered Burlington attack. 30.3 points per game for this Burlington offense, and it's because of the combination of Kyle Pena's growth in this season, along with his ability to throw down the field a lot better, good wide receivers, and Jake Doherty gives them that whole other aspect, the Jaguar. Meanwhile, Pena out to throw the ball. Can he throw it? A nice dime! And out of bounds. He connects with O'Halloran, the man he's connected with since last season, the bright spot. And they set up a first down at the 15.
Yeah, he saw O'Halloran on that sideline. He saw that he had the open pass, and he passed it over there with no room, and O'Halloran ran it up a little. Nice play there.
So Burlington already rolling. Now, meanwhile, Burlington's lining up in what seems like their running formation. Yes, it is. And it's not a very good run this time. Melrose did a good job of jamming up the middle there. On this nice, beautiful night here at Varsity Field, celebrating my fellow seniors here in their last seasons, respectively, for band, cheerleading, and football.
And as it is senior night, I'd like to say congratulations to all the graduating seniors from all of our band, cheerleaders, and football players. As we know, this isn't obviously the end. They got the playoffs and, of course, Thanksgiving.
It's nice to say. And lots more people have been showing up. This has been a great season in terms of the fans. The atmosphere at all these games for Burlington has been great. The turnouts, even on the road, except for the Wakefield game, were great for Burlington fans. They come here with their baby powder, and they shoot up in the air celebrating the points the Devils score, and that's a lot with this man running the ball, Jake Doherty. Gets it to the outside and gets it close to a first down. And actually, it is good for a first down. It should be a first and goal for the Devils. 7:45 remaining in the first quarter.
And, you mentioned the fans. So that is actually jersey night here, here at Varsity Field. I don't know exactly what groups are wearing what, but Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics, and Patriots shirts down in the fan section, what I hear. They're each class is supporting a different professional team.
Here we go, and he's in.
Touchdown, double.
There you go. Burlington takes the early lead. Where have we seen this before? Get ready, Melrose, because if you're going to win this game, you're going to have to go right back down the field.
Yeah, Burlington, nice drive right in the middle. To get right out the middle, and first 6 points on the board.
Yes, and Wheelock to try and make it 7. He's been so consistent this season, and he drills that. Unbelievable here by Wheelock, not missing anything really. Missed one kick and then had one blocked on his extra point attempts, not ever attempting a field goal this season, which I really don't know why Dan McKay wouldn't let him, even in the blowout games at the end. He's really, in practice, he's shown he can kick it from a far distance, so let the kid use his leg. Shout out to Wheelock there. So Burlington up with 7-0. Nothing new for this season of an offensive powerhouse. Although, and you think that, okay, Melrose now, usually these great offenses, even in like professional sports or college, now they have not as great defense. Burlington have improved mightily on the defensive side of things. Average in the first 3 games of the season, they allowed 31 points per game. Allowing, and most prominently in that loss where they allowed 44, and the slight win by 10 points to the Buccaneers, they really didn't stop the run well, so it also exposed them sometimes in the pass with play action. But they have shut it down these last 3 games, allowing 19 points per game. Excuse me, 7 points per game. 19 points overall in the season. 7 points per game. Unbelievable. Dan McKay has this team rolling, and Braun is motivated, as right now they are motivated on the special teams, getting this crowd into it after the touchdown, and Melrose is going to have to start deep in their own territory to see who the quarterback is who's in the offense, because Melrose's roster didn't bother to print out what position they play. Thank you to Melrose for that. Try and make us guess who people are.
Especially when we don't know who they are.
Oh, boy. So meanwhile, Melrose's quarterback lines up in the shotgun, hands it off up the middle for a minimal gain of about 3 yards.
Number 44, Sean McGilvery.
Sean McGilvery getting in the action. Haven't called his name all that much this season, especially with the prominence of the other players, such as Nick Campbell going in there at linebacker, stopping the run, and Jake McCauley and Ryan O'Halloran on cornerback. The other teams really have not been able to get a whole lot in the run or pass game. Meanwhile, as I just say that, a bit of a jinx is they get a nice run and a first down, Melrose does, to move the ball past the 30-yard line of their own.
As we have a couple of minutes here, we'd also like to thank our BHS volleyball team, Dig Pink game tonight. And
yeah, we had some young commentators on that game, the future of Burlington, the
So,
Voyagers.
they were all to honor our good friend Dottie, battling cancer right now. So
all the prayers out, and it's a great support for cancer.
Yeah.
We had childhood cancer in the first September, and now breast cancer has. As I was saying, that unbelievable run.
Yeah.
Oh, great holes opening up 2 straight times for Melrose, and they burst all the way up to the 35-yard line of Burlington on about a 25, 30-yard run. Unbelievable. The hole was open, nice speed, nice agility, and gets it out. And they're running no huddle. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Some extra protection around their quarterback if they want it. And the quarterback's number 16. So now we know who that is. Jesse Gardner, who's a junior. 6'4", is a big guy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, there's a bit of advantage there. Can see the field. It's the exact opposite of a guy named Doug Flutie who used to play in the NFL. One of the shortest quarterbacks ever to play in the NFL.
It's second down 5.
Okay, so Jesse Gardner leading the offense out. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Ryan O'Halloran on that one. And quarterback option there, and they let him keep it, not for a very good gain, and it will bring up 3rd down. Burlington really in this territory, though, no way you're kicking field goals, not you're punting in high school, so You have 2 downs here to get it. And it's the way of high school. Not too much to lose. So they are going to probably take advantage of that. Maybe run the ball if they want to get closer, or they might just pass it. They look like they're doing that now with 3 receivers out right. First time that they've done that tonight. Meanwhile, I believe a false start as the flag is gone, and it will be,
Yep,
and it will
false
move them
start.
back 5 yards to make it undisciplined penalty. Makes it a much more difficult conversion.
The second down, I believe Brian just said second down 9. Burlington,
Dan McKay has not been happy about Burlington's side of the ball in terms of the season on the penalty. It's on the line of scrimmage, and now Burlington forces one there. False start. Jesse Gardner now operating the offense on a 3rd and 9. Takes the snap, and looks like he's setting up a kind of screen, and it's going to get some yards back. It'll set up about a 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. So not a bad idea there, try and get it into a manageable 4th down situation.
Burlington,
Right.
4th and 1. Clock running 4:13, I believe, because I have one of the polls directly in my way. But
This is sometimes tough in the broadcast booth.
4:08. There we go. Burlington with a great start here so far.
Just giving the fans some more celebrate on these great Friday night lights. So good this season that Burlington, speak of the Devils, if you ever want to catch that on November 1st, interviewing Dan McKay and going to talk about his growth as a head coach this season. Meanwhile, Burlington hyped up, stuffing the 4th down attempt, and they're going to get the ball back. Depends on the spot. Burlington really seemed convinced that it's theirs. Everyone's pointing at that direction for this.
The head official over there to double check it.
And that is right. Burlington gets it back. They're fired up. And that is McGilvery on the tackle, getting a huge congratulations from longtime serving offensive line coach Ryan McDonough.
You know, it's also great to see McDonough and Pat McGee were here when former coach Sean McGuire was here. Great to see Kevin and
Yeah, this roster and the players and especially the coaches have changed so much. And
but
even after 1 year, one horrible season, it's unbelievable the change. I was saying we were going to talk about that with him.
Yeah.
About the growth of the team over one season.
And-
Meanwhile, Kyle Pena gets the offense again. You know who he's giving it to.
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
Doherty, surprise, surprise. And a nice job there by the Melrose Red Raiders defense on the outside to pin him down and force no gain.
Tackle by number 56, Josh Ventura. It's a loss of 2, second down, 12.
The 2nd and 12.
See if Kyle Pena is going to throw the ball. Maybe try and get out of this jam, or if he's going to just try and get another running attempt where that maybe pays off and sets them up in good position. He's got 2 receivers out to his right, and Jake Doherty in the backfield. He takes the snap and shotgun, looking to throw it. And a nice throw and a good catch. Well, it was close to being a good catch. It was dropped at the last second. It brings up a 3rd and 12. Nice throw by Pena, just couldn't hang on in this little nippy weather here in New England. We know we got all this great sports going on. The Boston Red Sox just became the first team since the 2014 Revolution to be a team named besides the Patriots in Boston to go to a final. So that is very nice. And we also got the Celtics and Bruins and the Patriots, who were a bit of a spoiled fan base, and
The Celtics.
it's unbelievable. So
Celtics
lucky.
about to start their second game of the season in just a little while. 8 o'clock tonight.
Kyle Pena throwing it a little bit high and switching fields is O'Halloran. O'Halloran was trying to make it happen, and Melrose did a good job of sandwiching him in and not letting him get that first down. Burlington's punt unit comes on for the first time and a good stand, not letting them get any more points. So Cam Wheelock out to punt. Has been doing that a lot less this season, and I think he's happy about it than what he did last season. Two people back deep to receive the punt. Some people rushing after it, and 2 people in coverage. Bad snap and not a great punt. Only traveled about 30 yards. Sets Melrose up in good field position at the 45.
Melrose will start 1st and 10 from their own 44.
So one look at the offense, and it was a decent look, but they ultimately got stuffed by Burlington. And for our crew and BCAT in the booth, we would like to remind you that the score is 7-0, not 6-0. Just add the point. Cam Wheelock did make that extra point after the touchdown.
There we go.
There we go. Props to Chris and the rest of the group. Jesse Gardner, add shotgun. They're definitely not as much running it right now. As I say that, they're giving off a nice hand. They're giving a handoff to number 30. Number 30, who's been getting those nice handoffs, is William Pesce, Jr. Very not the biggest guy in stature or weight, but clearly getting some stuff done. It's funny because they are lining up with a lot of receivers out, which kind of makes Burlington a bit confused, but
Yeah.
that they're going to throw it, but they do end up running it, and shows great offensive line power.
Number
McKay's looking a little bit stressed out about that right now as they run the option, and number 21 to the outside gets a first down, and there's a folly right there. Getting tackled a bit out of bounds, and his momentum completely carries him over into the bench.
He got tackled, and he also tackled the
Yeah,
Burlington
Burlington's
bench.
whole squad is going to replace that bench, and a lot of Gatorade bottles took a hit. We're going to start a new trend, hashtag pray for the Gatorade bottles.
Yeah. Number 10, Sean Geddick, warming up on the sideline for Burlington. I've never seen that happen. He took out the bench.
Jesse Gardner lining up, and he hands off again, and doing a decent job to get some extra yardage there, pulling the ball across his body is William Pesce.
It was 2nd and 6. Clock running 1:18 first quarter.
Not as many fireworks as I thought we would have in the first quarter. Both defenses have done a pretty good job. Melrose obviously had that one slip up, giving up 7 points on the first drive to Burlington's offense, which really is not a huge deal at this point of the ball game, and not bad by any means considering how hard it is to stop Burlington's offense. You keep feeding it to number 30, William Pesce, and he keeps on running up the middle for some good yardage. He's pretty close to a first down, if not getting it. I think they're saying he might be a bit short, maybe 3rd and 1, with 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Third down and short.
So 3rd and
Not going for a
short.
run. They got stopped that last time, so maybe they'll do a pass, quick slant. And they hand it off to 21, has blockers in front, and gets the first down. Number 21, the captain, Kevin Peaty. Senior, for the Melrose Red Raiders.
5'11", 175.
And what you want to do for Melrose, they're doing a pretty good job. They're already one whole quarter taken off the clock, and it's only 7 points for Burlington. Is you don't want to give the ball to Burlington's offense. You want to keep in your offense's hands as much as possible, prolong the drive, and then score touchdowns. Hope you can stop them like you did on the previous drive.
Yeah.
That's what Melrose's game plan is against this great Burlington team, trying to reach 6-1. Incredible milestone.
And as the clock runs out, that's going to do it for the first quarter
Yes.
here from Varsity Field.
So what did you see in that first half, Kevin? What do you think Burlington did a good job of? What do you think they need to improve on?
Well, Burlington started strong on defense, and so we just need to keep that going because, as I said, Melrose, they start slow, but then they creep in quick. So Burlington still keeping the lead, but we just have to stay playing our Burlington game that we played all year.
I agree, 100%. Meanwhile, our marching band is getting some music going.
Actually, a little interesting fact here in between. Thanks to Burlington head coach Dan McKay, Burlington off to the best start since 2013 this year. Dan McKay doing a great job with the Red Devils. Actually, Dan and his new assistant coach this year, Brendan Lovelace, former Bill Ricca coaches up there, but both came down. Well, Sean came down. Dan came down, and then Brendan joined him this year, so nice to have some other coaches in here.
Second down 5 at the Red Devil 26.
As we remember, former Burlington George Balian coaching over in Stoneham right now. So, well, anyways, second quarter.
Jesse Gardner right now. He is ready to take this snap. Gives it off to his running back, number 21, Kevin Petey. And Petey gets close to a first down. Brings up a second down, or excuse me, third down. Just starting off the second quarter here.
We bring up third down and 3.
3rd and 3.
No, Burlington's going to clamp down in the red zone. Seen it many times. Melrose is going to have to find a way to use the limited space to their advantage and get some first downs. They got stuffed on the last time they were down here. Now here they hand it off to 21 Petey, and Petey is still going, and he's going all the way down close to the end zone and sets up a first and goal. Unbelievable. I thought he was down early, and he kept on churning the legs.
Yeah, he kept going in there, and so it's 1st and 10.
First and goal, Melrose.
1st and goal.
They
First
get
and
the 4
4.
yards. Every point counts. They'll definitely be going for it. It's the 4-down territory. Jesse Gardner handing it off. Number 21 looks like he's going to be a bit short. He got about 3 yards there.
He got the carry. Number 46, Nick Campbell in the tackle.
There's Nick Campbell again. He comes
Second down
up pretty
goal.
clutch this season in those tight spaces, and getting to people first seems to be his goal if they break the line of scrimmage, which sometimes Burlington allows.
So second and 2.
Gardner, is he going to run it again? I will suspect so. 21 is stuffed, I think. He tried to reach it, and he could not get there. Burlington with a nice stand. They have 2 downs to try and get it in. He does Melrose.
Burlington doing a great stopping.
This would be a huge momentum if Burlington can get a goal line stand.
Yeah.
But you really, Melrose, you cannot get stopped here. You have to score a touchdown. To keep yourself with these Red Devils team who's going to eventually get the offense cooking. Have to capitalize. Here's Gardner. 2 running backs. Gardner handing it off, and finally he's in for the touchdown. Brian McDonough can't believe it, but he better, because it is a 1-point game and possibly a tie pending the extra point. Melrose does a great job on their drive after getting stuffed, and they stop Burlington, put it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a great drive.
Meanwhile, we do not know who the kicker is. We're going to take a look right now. Oh, the kicker is a big man.
Yeah.
Into attempt the extra point.
Number 66, Kim Arbino, senior, in to attempt the extra point. We'll see what he can do. Drive that leg across. Oh,
Right up the middle.
nice. Interesting way to kick it. An old style kick, just not running up as a soccer kick. He runs up straight and boots it with the toe. Something like our commentator, who's not here tonight, Joseph Viggioni, would do in soccer. So there you go. It's effective. 7-7 game, and we got a ball game early in the second quarter, Kevin.
Yeah, this is
going to take the field again, and hopefully get something going, because they did not get something going on that last drive.
Yeah, Burlington. I actually like this evenly matched teams.
Yes.
Burlington in the standings. I looked on the computer today. Burlington just a couple of points ahead of Melrose.
Dan McKay said it himself. They're 2 games in front, but Melrose lost a couple, and they were not healthy, and they're a healthy bunch, and this is a scrappy game. They're going to put everything they got here to try and upset the Devils on the road. And we have 2 people receive the kick, as always, Jake Doherty and Ryan O'Halloran, both very viable options with their speed and agility, as well as some strength to add in there. Burlington lined up in a formation that will allow them to get anything. Onside kick, squib kick, lined up ball cross. And the kick is a squib. It's going to bounce in the arms of O'Halloran. O'Halloran's looking for blocks. Nice move. O'Halloran might have a block. No flags. O'Halloran gets out of bounds and sets the Devils up in great field position.
He came close, but he didn't take the bench out. The officials over here to
Kyle Pena is going to lead the offense out for a third time tonight, hoping for something that happened on their first drive, a lot more communication and not dropping the balls. I suspect to see the similar formations, though. Jake Doherty in the back. Some receivers out there to threaten and try and take off the attention of Jake Doherty.
so
Riding man coverage right now. They might be bringing some extra pressure. Doesn't matter because Jake Doherty gets across and gets a good gain from some blocks.
Tackle by number 21, Kevin Peak.
tackled
The
by
guy who scored the touchdown on the tackle there.
the other captain for Melrose, Pete. No tie game here as we approach the 8-minute mark on halftime.
Pena lined up a shotgun, handing it off to Doherty. Doherty up the middle. Doherty only gets a couple yards and sets Burlington up in a third and manageable.
Tackle by number 12, Brandon Fennell. Third down.
Third down. Burlington passed the test last week of big official Chris Clement here last week. Only does one high school game a year for each school. And reports are very good report from him here in Burlington. So Dan McKay doing a great job.
3rd and 2, and Doherty looks like he's going to get it and will.
Looks
Running
like
up outside, and the blocks open up a nice little hole for him. As always, Red Devils in business, marching up the field.
at the 39-yard line, so still going to stay 1st and 10.
We're looking at the play that Dan McKay just assigned. Kyle Pena. Shotgun again. They love this formation. He's going to take it this time. Has a block. Not the perfect spiral, but good enough. And O'Halloran is on the reception. It's nice to see O'Halloran making some catch of the season after he dropped a lot of balls this early on. That Kyle Pena was laying dimes out on him.
All right.
O'Halloran generally good at juggling balls. He was very good at it last season in terms of being able to, even if they ricocheted off his hands, he could juggle them, and then he would cradle them in his arms and just take it to the ground, and he got some touchdowns with that. Meanwhile, Pena handing off to Doherty again. They love this one up the right side. Love him anywhere. Close to first down. And McKay said that he was studying the film to try and expose the Red Raiders in their run defense, as they have gotten better at it these last games. And they're not matching up with his game plan. They're not matching up with the ability of Jake Doherty and this good offensive line.
All right. The BHS marching band getting ready for their halftime show.
Pena, 3rd and short. Doherty again. And first down.
Good for Red Devils. First down.
Nice drive in there by Doherty. He's had a little open spot, so he took what he had. Nice drive.
From the Melrose 28-yard line.
1st and 10 on the 28-yard line.
One receiver on each side of Pena. Jake McCauley looks like he's providing some extra protection for him. Kyle Pena under center. They're bringing some pressure. He takes the snap. Let's see if the pressure can pay off or if it's not going to be good enough. It looked like there was some contact bumping toward Halloran, but it's not going to be enough to draw a flag. And that will bring up 2nd and 10. 5:02 remaining in the second quarter as Burlington been doing a good job moving the ball and milking some clock.
That was just a little bit over the head of Burlington, but it was a nice pass in there. So Burlington 5:02, tie game here.
And here we go to Doherty. Doherty going to make a cut and gets stuffed by 3 Melrose defenders, bringing up a 3rd and long. Ryan Culhane coming to the game.
Number 40, Mikhail Duncan. 3rd down 10.
3rd and 10. Coach McKay changing some quick things up here right
Yes,
before the
you
snap.
suspect that on a 3rd and long. Now they would probably go for a pass.
Yeah.
3 receivers out to the right and 1 to the left. Taking the snap, and it's a handoff. Trying to catch them by surprise there with the handoff to Doherty just straight up the middle, and it's not working. Melrose does a good job of getting an arm around him. It's going to bring him a 4th down, and Burlington will go for it.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the
There's
play.
a flag down, as you mentioned.
Let's see what we have. The officials talking things over here.
Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike.
The down will remain 4th and 7.
Yep, 4th down still because it comes after the play, so 2 people. One Burlington and 1 on Melrose were flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Maybe a foul word was thrown in there. These players can get a bit. These players can get a little bit jolly with each other on a competitive game like this. Meanwhile, 4th and 7. Come on, you gotta throw it now. Come on, Pena, use that arm. Can't rely on Doherty all the time to get you where you want to go. Now Pena takes the snap. Pressure coming. He lobs it up for McCauley. And McCauley picked off. Touchback. Pena was trying to go for McCauley. Gave his receiver a 50-50 chance. And he could not out-jump the man in front of him. That pass was just a little bit overthrown in this cold weather for Pena.
I know, it is cold out there tonight. It's cold up here. I can imagine down there when they're 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Clock is stopped at 3:59.
Melrose's offense now, after the stop, with a chance to drive it down the field with 4 minutes remaining. So we're going to see if they can milk some time off this clock and take advantage as they did on the last drive. Running the ball immediately to Kevin Petey. And not a bad idea right there. He was the main person on that last scoring drive. Burlington Cheerleaders trying to encourage Burlington to play some defense.
Yeah. 2nd and 3. Nice job, Lady Devil cheerleaders.
Jesse Gardner. Oh no, it's not Jesse Gardner. It's a direct snap. It's a Wildcat. Yes, number 12. Brendan Fennell. He ran up the middle on the Wildcat, and Jesse Gardner was not in there.
1st and 10 Red Raiders at their own 31.
I don't know if he's in there at all, Jesse Gardner. Or if they're switching quarterbacks. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's in there. I think that Brendan Fennell might be a backup. I don't know if Gardner got injured, but he's the one handing it off. And nice handoff there to Pesci.
Number 30, William Pesci on the carry.
And that is pretty close to getting 3 or 4 yards.
Gain of 7, 2nd down 3.
The gain of 7, 2nd down 3. Clock running 2:40.
Brendan Fennell, high snap, takes it himself, and avoids a tackle. And Brendan Fennell charging up the sideline, getting a 1st down.
Number 12, Brendan Fennell on the carry. Pushed out of bounds by number 44, Sean McGilvery. The play is good for Melrose. First down.
So first down,
They're
Melrose.
marching up the field again, so Red Raiders has some momentum. And Jan McKay wants to have, and in light of saying that, Dan McKay wants to have a chat with his team about what they're going to do.
So it's a full timeout for Dan McKay. So all players come off the field. good call up here. Just to give them some water. Good idea.
Yeah, give them some rest. The defense has been out there for a little bit right now, and they haven't been able to stop whatever Melrose is doing. So they want to talk about it. Maybe call up that middle would do wonders for Burlington, jam it up a little bit more. They haven't, and especially with a back quarterback in there now, as Dan McKay might be recognizing that it might be time to try and force the sophomore, who's only 5'10" and 185 pounds, to try and beat them rather than handing it off easily to big men on captains like Kevin Peaty or William Pesce for first downs. See how they can adjust.
So Johnson Magada coming in for the Red Devils.
The big man can stop.
Yeah.
He's like Vince Wilfork of the team. That's what Vince Wilfork was to the Patriots. John Magada is here. Big Cease, they call him. Living legend in the high school.
So we still have, if you're just joining us here, we still have a tie game, 7-7, 2:32 to go here, first half.
Yeah, not too many sparks have flown yet between these teams.
I know, it's been a
both teams have been pretty good defensively. Melrose is putting together some good things, but the passing game for either team has not been very prominent. Yes, and Burlington coming out in an attempt to stop the run, and they're going to force Brendan Fennell, running back Pesce in motion, and they hand it off to Pesce. Pesce gets a couple of yards.
Tackle number 20, John Hurley. Number 46, Nick Campbell.
Hurley and Campbell.
Second down, 7.
So 2nd and 7. As we approach, we still got a little time. I was going to say the 2-minute warning, but still have a little bit.
And handing it off again. They're not letting him throw it so far. And pulling over his way is Kevin Peaty. Looking for a face mask call, not going to come. He gets close to a first down, and they say move the chains. First down, Melrose Red Raiders. With only 1:55 remaining in the first half.
Both teams kind of off to a slow start here, but I can see things starting to pick up. So
Most of the games that are most exciting for the commentators are the ones where you pass the ball a lot, big plays happen, and the game is an offensive showdown. Right now, this is not what it's been coming out to, but nevertheless, it's nice to see that Burlington is getting a little bit of a tougher test on their hands rather than blowing out the opponent. 84 points in 84 points in 2 games for the last 2 games, for the Red Devils. On the road in Wakefield, 42-14 win, and at home here last week to Wilmington, a 42-7 win.
yeah, it's always nice to see these games too, where it's very close, right down to evenly matched.
Brendan Fennell's going to throw it for the first time. He's going to lob it up, and it's a nice play by the backup, and he gets it all the way down to the 23. First down, Melrose. Nice improv.
Play is good for Melrose. First
Brendan
down.
Fennell finally throwing it. He takes it out to his right after faking a handoff. Burlington looked like he might have had him wrapped up, but he lobbed it after his man got open. Now they're going no huddle. Fennell handing it off. Peaty, 5 yards about, and
Tripped up on number 46.
Red Raiders are only about.
Timeout. Melrose.
Oh, Melrose does take a timeout in the meantime. Burlington might, if they want the ball back. Red Raiders do take their timeout with 1:37 to go. Just making sure that maybe that they don't want to do anything stupid, get the right plays off. Understand who they're trusting in their sophomore quarterback to try and get this drive into a solid 7-point lead.
Wow, here's a big one.
It wonders if with momentum building into the second half.
Yeah.
And excuse me, go ahead, Kevin.
That's all right. So Burlington, here's a big one. Just getting updates here. Lexington at Woburn with 2:44 left in the third. Lexington 25, Woburn 0.
Yeah, Lexington, Joe Viscione on the call in that game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and meanwhile, Fennell on the quarterback run option burst through Burlington's defense, and the Red Raiders take their first lead of the night. It's 13-7 here at Varsity Field. What a run right there! As that hole opened up big time.
Yeah, he just saw that open hole and went right up the middle. And Melrose gets their first lead.
Meanwhile, big man, number 66, Kemar Bano, who did his last kick pretty well, takes his steps, looking to make it a full 7-point lead. Here's the snap. Burlington putting some pressure on him. His kick looks to be no good, and it is no good, wide right. So it remains only a 6-point game. What a two straight beautiful drives. Burlington had no answer for the run game. And that's what we said. Dan McKay warned me about earlier. They have a good run game. They can take time off the clock and be efficient. What does Burlington need to do, especially in terms of blocking up the middle with Kevin Peaty? Kevin, ironic right there, that they have not been doing.
Well, I think they just need to keep that intensity. Maybe step up the defense and intensity a little bit. But
yeah, get the fans back into it as well. When you play better, the fans have been a little bit quiet right now.
As we look out here, Andrew Woods on the sideline with Burlington trainer Linda Bannon.
Not a good sight to see. If you're
Linda
Burlington,
Bannon,
that captain, big man who's been doing a lot of good things for the squad for the last few years.
Hopefully
especially
it's just
making it rain hell for the opposing quarterback. He doesn't have too much time to throw one. Big number 77's out there.
Hopefully it's nothing big.
Hopefully not too serious. So it is football, and they're very cautious these days with player safety, especially involving injuries to the head. Meanwhile, the kickoff is not a scoop kick. It's more of a pooch. And O'Halloran again, along with a decent run back last time, tries to make it another one, and not going to happen. Burlington's blocks break down. Melrose gets to him. Now with a minute and 23 to go and down by 6 in the end of the first half, you really want to see, and especially Melrose receiving the second half kickoff, Kevin. So Burlington, you thinking they really need this drive to get confidence back into the second half.
Yeah,
they don't want to come out with nothing on 3 straight drives. That would not be confidence booster at all for them. Kyle Penn needs to start stepping up into his throws and connecting with the receivers that he had connected with many times this season on the road and at home. Meanwhile, here he is. I don't think he's going to run the ball. And any flags? No, they're not calling it. No flags. I thought he jumped over the line. Not happening. Pena taking the snap. Not a lot of time to throw, but he does find a man. It's McCauley. And now he gets out of bounds. Nice play there by Burlington. First down. Unless they're going to keep it at a third down. And nope, they're going to move the chains.
Play is good for Red Devils. First down.
Have to go on a quick offense here with a minute 17 to go. Do have some timeouts left. Burlington does employ Jake Doherty next to Pena again. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Pena under center taking the snap. Doherty just setting up an extra block. O'Halloran gets away, makes a move. O'Halloran, he would have had it maybe. If he had gotten away from the last tackle, he'd broken 2. Could not get away from the tackle of number 3, Christopher Costalito. Burlington driving up the field with a minute 8 to go.
O'Halloran had some nice room on that side.
Pena 2 straight throws outside the numbers to his right. To his 2 good receivers.
So McKay calls another timeout here to probably just to regroup, get them all back into some action, trying to get something going here with 1:03 to go in the first half. As we look across the bright lights, the BHS marching band getting ready to do their thing coming up at halftime. The marching band done a great job so far this year. So 13-7, Melrose on top, 1:03 remaining in the first half. All right, let's see if McKay could get. Let's see if McKay got some intensity in the Red Devils.
Nice two throws by Pena coming back after his bad throw on the interception in the end zone. He had a previous drive.
35-yard line.
Meanwhile, here come the Red Devils. Splitting everyone out. Pena, under center, has some big men blocking up for him. Burlington's crowd waits in awe. Very silent. Oh, almost strip sacked. Pena just barely got that one off. He takes a hard hit, and McCauley unable to hold on. It will be 2nd down and 10 with 1:04. Red Raiders doing a good job to burst through Burlington's offensive line, exposing the gaps, and almost coming up with a strip sack of Pena.
Wow, time very good here. 7:46. We're almost approaching halftime.
Yeah, it's been pretty quick. Everyone's running the ball, except now Pena is finally starting to use his arm. As the running game was being pretty much effectively ended in the last 2 series by Melrose. Now they're going for pressure again. Burlington purposely wanted that pressure because it sets up Jake Doherty. Jake Doherty getting out of bounds. He does.
Pass complete to number 1, Jake Doherty.
Getting close to a first down. Letting the pressure go through and just setting up a nice little pass, float over the top for Jake Doherty to use the box to his advantage and come close to a first down. 3rd down and 1 in 4-down territory. Burlington Red Devils, you would suspect, will pick this up with 55 seconds to go.
Nathan Lucis, a coach over there in Melrose, a former Burlington teacher, coming back into his territory.
Pena from Burlington hands it off to Doherty, and Doherty gets out to the 25-yard line at Melrose. Clock ticking, and I believe someone called timeout. And the Devils take the timeout to preserve the time.
So it's a 30-second timeout, so only one player comes off the field for each team. Wood's still sitting on the side with Linda and now his father down there. So hopefully this is nothing big, but it's weird. It's been a little while, so I'll have to try to figure out what's going on here at halftime. Hopefully nothing bad. Referee signaling the 0 time left in the huddle.
And Pena rolling out right. Finds his man, O'Halloran tries to duck underneath the tackle, unable. Nice play there by number 29 by Tony DiFuscisco.
2nd and 8. Clock running at 30 seconds till half.
Pena. Nice throw. Howard tackled inside. Burlington might want to take a timeout. And with 11 seconds remaining, Burlington has first down. First down, Burlington, and on the verge of touchdown territory. They have time not in their favor here, though. Only have a couple plays to get in the end zone.
Nice pump up music by Brian Brothers over there tonight. Trying to get the crowd going here.
Yeah.
Mike Ellis here tonight, showing off some nice moves down there. Very, very good athlete for the Burlington Special Olympics.
Props out to that.
First and goal Devils from the 10-yard line.
11 seconds.
Gonna make every throw count, Pena. 3 receivers. They're overloading the left side of Pena. Pena takes the snap, drops back, throws the end zone.
Oh.
A pretty horrible throw. Just about overthrowing everybody right there, including her receiver O'Halloran by a solid mile. Only person who would have a chance at that ball was the defender. Pena's just got to settle down. It's a little bit of a cold night. You don't want to. Sometimes it affects how you throw the ball. He wants to make sure that he gets his reads right and is able to lay dimes like he has this season mostly. Here we go again. 8 seconds. Can't stay back there too long. Pena now. They have to make this count. Doherty is going to be tackled short of the goal line. Burlington have a timeout. Yes, they do.
Pena's pass is complete to number 1, Jake Doherty.
Is that it? Is 0 seconds on the clock? Is there 1 second left? That's the question. Did Burlington get the timeout? And yeah, because Doherty spent way too much time trying to get in the end zone. He didn't get down in time. And became very fortunate there that he's able to get one more play off because 1 second might be put back on this clock. He was sprinting out there to call the timeout.
With the scoreboard clock being unofficial, 2 seconds remain.
2 seconds. So Burlington could have one more very quick
one
chance.
More, that's very nervy. It's the end of the game to be even nervier. I had to finish like that in the Woburn game where it came down to the last play. Now it's a very important point that Burlington scores a touchdown here. Be a huge momentum booster for Melrose if they could stop this and then get the ball back to start the second half. Already up by 6 points right here. And Melrose, I believe, is going to call timeout to talk this through. Just be ready for anything that Burlington has.
So 2 seconds left.
Timeout on the field.
Burlington going to try to come up with one last play here in 2 seconds. Down 13-7. Pretty slow start here, but
now it's picking up. So always intensity. You see things like this. This is a big play for Burlington in this game. 2 seconds left. Last play of the half, barring a defensive foul.
One thing I've noticed about Burlington this year, though, they're a big second half team.
Yeah, they produce a lot of points.
So
They're just not used to putting up 7 points in a half all season. That's not something they're used to. Here's Pena, under center. Rolling to his left. Pena, wide open, touchdown!
Yes!
O'Halloran with no time remaining. They made good of what they had on the clock. Burlington ties it up 13-13, and pending an extra point, will we have the lead going to halftime. Huge for the Devils and huge for the fan base, the cheerleaders. Great job.
Here comes all of our fans in Burlington.
Yeah, I don't know. He got so much separation. The speed of O'Halloran. Got a lot of separation there. Pena really had no chance of screwing that one up. And
he was
Burlington,
blocked.
meanwhile, messes up a kick. And a flip out that is not happy at all. Dan McKay's furious. They tie the game, so both teams scored 2 touchdowns. Each team made an extra point in the first one. Each team missed an extra point in the second one, including a bad snap that really leads to a fumble. And Dan McKay was not happy that... yeah, he was not happy at all. He was mad at Wheelock there because Wheelock tried to throw the ball in the air, and all that would have done was possibly give the other opponent 2 points down the other end if they returned it. So they're learning still. Wheelock, the senior here, a veteran guy, and McKay expects more. Meanwhile, a great, entertaining first half on that last second touchdown. Everyone's excited. Friday Night Lights here in Burlington. A tie score. I thought it was going to be close between these two teams in this divisional game. Kevin, what were your thoughts?
You know, as we were saying, it was sort of a slow start for the Red Devils,
Yeah,
but
a bit slow in the Reading games.
But what an exciting end there!
And we have a whole half more to come up. We'll see if there's any more sparks to fly. For here, I'm Nick Bongiorno, your main commentator, along with color commentator Kevin Carnell.
And here is the BHS
marching band. Will be back for the start of the second half. Thank you.
Drum majors Allison Martin and Morgan Powers. Is your band ready? Performing their 2018 program, Out with the Old, In with the New. Please welcome the Burlington High School Marching Red Devils.
13-13 game, and everything to play for going into the second half, as Melrose does receive the kickoff. I'm your commentator here, Nick Bongiorno, along with Kevin Carnell. And a lot of things to build on for Burlington in the first half. First of all, they want to get off to a good start defensively because they allowed 2 straight touchdown drives to this Red Raiders, offense. Kevin, what do you think Burlington needs to do better in stopping the run?
Well, I think they need to just stop, be a lot smarter with the stops and with the plays here, because this is the second half. We can't go back anymore. This is the second half. This is where things matter now.
So meanwhile, we'll see if the quarterback got back after injury, and yes, he is. Jesse Gardner back in there. Meanwhile, here they come. Nice handoff. Beautiful run. Avoiding tackles. Up the sideline past McGilvery. He's got a block. Past Culhane. All the way to the 10-yard line. Oh, not the way you want to start off with the Burlington Red Devils. Oh, no. Not what you want. A first down burst down from switching the field completely. Unbelievable. It's talked about maybe stopping the run and trying to come out better defensively, and you give up that. Not what you want for the Devils to start this third quarter. 13-13, and right now just already driving to try and score. As our announcer to the fans is reading off some scores from other games. Might be an injury. As the Lady Red Devils take a knee.
He's
up, and that is good to see. And it's always good to see. Don't want anyone getting injured.
All right.
It'll be 1st and 10 Melrose at the Red Devil 11-yard line.
So 1st and 10, Burlington 11-yard line for Melrose.
Meanwhile, Jesse Gardner handing it off the middle.
Cusolino on the carry, tackled by number 4, Ryan Culhane. Gain of 4, 2nd down, 6.
Second down and 6. Not even a minute gone in the quarter. Melrose threatening. Handing it off. Number 3. What a burst of speed. He's in. Touchdown.
Christopher Cusolino, it looks like.
Nice little name right there. Christopher Cusolito puts it in, and it's a 19-13 game, pending extra point. What a way to start the half for this Red Raiders offense, who at the moment are looking unstoppable, against a defense that really was good in the last 3 games coming in. Burlington kind of not stopping the run, having some flashbacks to that game against Stoneham, their only loss, where they allowed hundreds of rushing yards. Meanwhile, to kick the extra point, he missed one on the last attempt, trying to make up for it. His kick is good, just past the right upright, and it's a 20-13 game. So Pena is going to have to respond immediately. He scored a touchdown in the final seconds to get Burlington tied, which is really huge when you look at it. At that point, it would be 20-7 if they did not get that.
Yeah, that was an amazing drive right in the 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Dan McKay was sprinting on the field to call a timeout after they had a play before that they ran.
Good to see Woods has stayed on the field. It was being checked for a while there by Linda Banning, but good to see he's stayed in the game. He's on the sideline right now. May take a little bit off, but he's still here, which is a good sign.
That's what you call strike like lightning. A minute and 8 in. Burlington needing a response and needing it quick. Their offense is now all of a sudden on the back foot. Now fielded cleanly by O'Halloran. O'Halloran trying to cut to the inside, and he is rammed up.
O'Halloran on the return.
And it's stays 1st and 10.
First and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
First and 10 from the 26-yard line. Clock is stopped at 9:43.
Pena, 3 receivers to his right, handing it off to Doherty, and Doherty's going nowhere.
Jake Doherty in the carry.
Beautiful penetration by the D-line of Melrose.
Tackle number 66, Kemar Bino. In a 1 second down 9.
There's 2nd and 9. Burlington showing some sort of spark here in the second half.
Pena now is going to throw. His throw's almost picked off. Oh, Pena almost got picked off, and that would have been a pick 6 intended for O'Halloran. And Pesci jumped the route. Couldn't get it cleanly, though. It would have been a disastrous play for the Devils, who are undefeated at home this season, and Melrose is threatening that at the moment with the way they're playing, only allowing a touchdown drive on the first series by Burlington. Pena again is going to have to throw. He rolls out to his right. Pressure coming. Pena's pass is caught by Culhane. And Ryan Culhane, the other Ryan, makes a nice play for a first down. Move the chains.
That was a nice open spot there. He saw the opening, and Culhane came up nice. So 1st and 10 on the Burlington 40. Clock running 9 minutes.
Pena, play action to McCauley on the right, and McCauley's going to get a decent gain. Tackled by number 9, Andrew Calvert. On the same page as the whole game announcer there.
Gain of 8, 2nd down 2.
2nd and 2.
Pena handing off to Doherty. A nice little hole appears to open, and he gets the first down.
Play is good for Red Devils. First down.
Past the 50-yard line, Burlington marching. See how costly that is for Melrose in this game, that Pescia did not get the pick 6. He went through his hands, read the route beautifully, just couldn't get the nice clean on the ball.
1st and 10 from the 49.
Well, and McCauley out to the right. One lining up for Burlington. Pena and shotguns got Doherty behind him. He hands off to Doherty. Doherty is going to get stuffed.
Doherty with the ball.
And that is a 2nd down and long.
Mikhail Duncan, the number 66, Kemar Bino. No gain, 2nd down 10.
Now Pena. All out, and the throw is nicely caught by O'Halloran. Pena finally lays a good pass out tonight. Perfect on the money to O'Halloran. O'Halloran doesn't drop it. It's a perfect connection. First down, Devils.
We said a million different things. Yeah, we did say it a bunch.
Dan McKay trying to
There's
figure
a flag. I did not see that it was a flag way across the field. Blending in with that 50-yard line, and I believe it's on Burlington and they're moving back, so that nice pass and catch by Pena to O'Halloran is negated.
That'll wipe out the first down and bring up 2nd down.
And
15.
2nd 15. That's not what you want at all by the offense, and Dan McKay's letting them know it. Everyone looking at the playbook. Melrose has their defense set. Pena. Some pressure, looking for someone down the field. That's another flag on Burlington. Pena trying to stiff arm his way out. People are angry. Burlington are irritated because they thought it was a late hit, but that is not the case. Pena was initiating the contact on the stiff arm. The man couldn't see, so he kept shoving him, and Pena just trips out of bounds on his own sideline. No harm there. Hold by Burlington, and that's all there should be called. Burlington, sit down.
Yes.
It's just a little bit rowdy fan section here. Sometimes you kind of don't understand what's going on. Yep, that's what the call should be. So that's really disastrous. 2 straight penalties, setting them back 20 yards. And you're basically taking what would have been a nice 20-yard throw to the 30-yard line, and you're taking it all the way back to your own 35. So about 35-yard loss. Huge. Now Pena is going to try and operate with this. I think that another flag, free play. He's going to lob it up, and it's incomplete. Both players on the defense and offense side had a try at that. Falls incomplete, and it's going to bring 5 yards closer for Burlington to operate as they got Melrose to jump off sides. That's really ridiculous by Melrose. I mean, horrible. I don't know what Melrose is thinking. You have a 2nd and 25 against an offense that's struggling, and you jump off sides, negating a play. That's ridiculous. That's not good discipline, and I believe that the Melrose coaches are going to talk about that. You don't want to see penalties like that, especially tactically. You want to be smart during these games, and it's a huge game for Melrose. They don't win tonight, and Burlington comes out with a victory. There's many plays I could point to and many penalties that they just give this great offense. And this offense, they're struggling, but they can bounce back, and they can turn it up into a hurry. So let's see what happens. Pena, meanwhile, rolling out. He's going to avoid the sack, and now he's going to get sacked. At the end of the day, it's just going to end up with a horrible offensive line performance right now, as they're letting everyone run to Pena way too easily. Pena needs protection in the pocket, and Burlington is not providing it. It's very unfortunate here with 6:40 remaining. What do you think about the offensive line, Kevin, right now?
Yeah, Burlington a little slow right now, but we'll see what happens. There's still plenty of time.
Yeah, 3rd and 26, a 6-yard sack. Pena is going to have to launch it deep, and that pressure is going to get to him. And I believe that they're going to call a receiver in the area, and no penalty. But 4th and 26, and you're going to have to punt. Not a good series at all.
See what
I
Burlington.
cannot imagine them going for this.
Yeah.
4th and 26 in a running league, and you're going to go for it? I don't think so. It looks like they're setting Pena up to punt. Yes, Pena's going to punt this. Yep. No, you're not taking the chance of getting them excellent field position. That's a great kick. Burlington fields it, and it's a very good punt all the way down to the 30-yard line of Melrose. So they have to start, but Melrose started the 25 the last drive, and it's just Kevin. First play all the way down to the Burlington 10, so Burlington really, really emphasizing needs to stop the run.
Yeah, this is going to be a big play for Burlington here. So Burlington, see what they can do. There's a whistle. Burlington out of the huddle already. Melrose taking a little time.
And they got the corners, their 2 best corners on the outside, really not letting anything happen this whole season. Jesse Gardner, meanwhile, not looking like he's going to hand the ball off, and he does to Pesce. Pesce was in a really awkward position to hand the ball off. Meanwhile, he keeps charging forward and gets a really good gain.
Nick Campbell, the play's good for Melrose, first down.
First down Melrose and near midfield already.
First and 10 Melrose at their own 48.
Go no huddle. Jesse Gardner, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. 2 possible running backs. And he's going to hand it off to them. Pesce. Unbelievable box to the outside. Burlington has no answer, and that's another first down. And McKay can only stare and watch right now as his defense gets torn to shreds.
5:45.
Yeah, they milked a lot of time off the clock, and that's what you want to do, keep Burlington's offense off the field and keep your offense on. And Burlington really dominated in every aspect in the start the second half. I mean, on that one series, on the offensive side, Melrose got tremendous pressure. Credits to the D-line on Pena. Didn't really allow him any time to throw. Meanwhile, Pesce again, now up the middle, to the outside! Pesce gets a block! Pesce! Touchdown! Melrose Red Raiders, barring flags, and there aren't any. 26-13, a 2-touchdown lead. Unbelievable.
All right. So Burlington,
26-13. Pending the extra point. They have blown it open. The game's far from over, but with the Burlington offense, they can get if they can spark it. But really, Melrose, unbelievable. Great job. Great execution. Every single run was effective. Burlington had no answer. Almost like the Stoneham game. Meanwhile, I believe that's a false start.
Line of the play.
And yes, it
False
is.
start.
Move it back 5 yards on this extra point attempt. For number 66, Amir Bino, who's made 2 and missed 1 tonight.
Walk off and they'll retry the kick.
5-yard walk-off. They're going to retry, re-kick.
Just give him a little test, 5 yards longer. That's all. Shouldn't be too much an issue with the power I saw on his other kicks. This crowd is very quiet right now.
I know.
Melrose has silenced them. Extra point attempt is
Ooh.
horrible.
He drops it.
Oh, that's not. He's still holding on, trying to avoid it.
Flags. Oh.
That's gotta be a flag, and that's a flag. Yep, getting snippy out there. A horrible snap. Way too high. Creds to the player for trying to avoid the grasp of O'Halloran. He couldn't. More people closed in on him, and he gave a little punch at the end there. And everyone was screaming about that, and the referees did see it this time, and they're calling the flag. Rightfully so. You cannot punch in any league. This is not the NHL. We're not dropping gloves here, boys. Might be offsetting penalties. I believe they might have a face mask. That's what they're discussing. Now McKay is talking to the official. If these penalties offset, then it will be, in all likelihood, a re-kick.
McKay's still talking to the official.
Still discussing this with the officials and the flag. I believe it's on Red Raiders.
The original call is a face mask against Burlington.
Against Burlington.
A
Okay.
personal foul against Melrose.
Those fouls offset. So now we replay the extra point attempt.
We will retry the point from the 8-yard line.
Interesting. Not going to have him kick it from the 8-yard line. I think it's a bit too far. So Gardner under center. Gardner, a toss. And I don't think he's going to get it, and he will not. Burlington does a good job.
Tackled by a host of Red Devils.
Nice job by Burlington sniffing out the toss and making it only 13-point lead. Well, they do need, really, not going to matter at one point. They need to respond right now on offense after really what has been complete domination on all sides of the ball from the second and third quarter of Melrose. Kevin, what do you want to see out of Pena and maybe spreading out this offense rather than just doing it through Doherty in on this next series where they need a score?
I think they need to go for those long passes like we were saying in the first half and really try to keep up that defense. They're doing a good job. They just can't seem to get through. So keep those keep that strong defense and keep those long passes. Long passes is the big thing.
Burlington needs some magic. They've pulled it off this season. A lot of the games they have won have been blowouts. The only game they have won that was tight was a 21-16 victory in Woodward. See what character this team has. It builds character when you're down by points and you can come back and really face adversity. As always, the same two receivers back deep. And the kick is a nice kick down the field. O'Halloran takes it, looking for blocks, getting a couple not too far, and this offense will take the field. Pena talking to his coach, as along with Doherty and some other key offensive players about what they need to do to try and get themselves back in this thing. With 5 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. On senior night here at BHS Varsity Field, I'm Nick Bongiorno, along with Kevin Carnell and the rest of the BCAT crew here.
So 1st and 10.
Definitely, they're going to jam up the middle, not letting Doherty try and come back and win this game. They're going to try and make Pena throw the ball on them, maybe throw deep and make some connections that he's made early this season to O'Halloran and McCauley. He's got them on the field now, 3 out left and 1 out right. Pena takes the snap, hands it off to Doherty, and Doherty's not going anywhere. Way too predictable by the Devils' offense, just trying to hand it off simply to Doherty. I think that Melrose got the picture that Doherty was good, and immediately after the first series where he ate them up and scored a touchdown, that they weren't going to let that happen.
Crowd's starting to come a little bit alive here. It's a cold night. So
Yes.
cold
Chilly
night.
October in New England. Here's Pena. Pena's little check down pass is decent for 9 yards about to O'Halloran, who goes down and catches it off the ground.
That is good for Red Devils. First down.
And it is a first down. Burlington, yeah, they're trying to cheer them on, trying to get some rhythm into the offense going and trying to march them down the field. As this American flag in this windy night is blowing high.
Looks like number 20, John Hurley.
And it's a keeper by the quarterback, and Pena doesn't go too far.
Looks like Hurley being iced down by Linda Bannon. See what happens here. Referee's really keeping things going here tonight, which is a nice sign and a good thing.
Pena handing it off. Doherty making something happen. Doherty charges forward, close to a first. Good job by Doherty. Burlington in midfield now need to start really pushing it down the field and wasting some less of the time, especially knowing how great this Red Raiders offense is. They want to start scoring quickly. Pena taking his snap. Play action. Got O'Halloran. O'Halloran looking for blocks. O'Halloran escapes tackle. O'Halloran the speedster. O'Halloran barely tripped up at the 10. It'll be first and goal. Red Devils. That brings this crowd alive and to their feet.
Nice run down the field by O'Halloran. He saw that open space and he went for it, and he brought it all the way down to the 10-yard line. crowd coming alive here.
Yes, big plays happen
It'll
with
be
that.
first and goal Devils at the 10-yard line.
The first and goal
About
at
the
the
whole
10.
10 yards to go. O'Halloran lined up and man on man. One receiver out to the right, one receiver out to the left. Either double covering him. Let's see what he did. Meanwhile, Doherty trying to cut back to the middle and gets swallowed up by a couple players, but he does get down to the 4-yard line. Second down and goal.
The gain of 5, second down goal from the 5.
Second and goal from the 5-yard line. Clock is running 2:36 to go here, third quarter. Moving
Pena on shotgun. Handed off to Doherty. Doherty's close. He's very close, but he is stuffed about a couple of inches short of the line. Bring up a third down, and they have 2 tries to get in from there. As long as they don't pull Pete Carroll, throw the ball and get it intercepted at the 1-yard line, and they have that big boy Doherty in the backfield, they should probably score a touchdown.
First and goal
They do have
from
1 receiver out. Everyone else is just in their full out attack on the D line to try and score a rushing touchdown. Doherty takes it out, cuts it back, touchdown Devils! Burlington has cut the lead to 20. Burlington cuts the lead down to 6. Excuse me. They have scored 20 points now, pending an extra point.
So 26-19.
Pending extra point, this will be 20. Wheelock trying to make it for the last mistake. Wheelock's kick is perfect. Wait, it's no good. It's wide right. Bit deceiving from our angle. And I could just see that was going right at the very end, and the referees knew it. So Wheelock has missed his second. It remains a 7-point game for the Devs.
7-point game, Red
He only
Devils.
missed 1 all season. He's missed 2 tonight.
You know, it's funny. I help out the Burlington trainer Linda Banning at practices, and all he does is kick those field goals during practice. He doesn't even do a lot much with the other team. With the team, he just kicks those the whole practice. Well, 7-point lead here for Melrose.
And we like to tee it up. Back to Melrose, number 21, Kevin Pete, number 3, Christopher Cucalito.
And Burlington has made it interesting. 7-point game again. They have to stop this high-powered Red Raiders offense, who have scored 3 straight times. The kick is fielded. A little bit of indecision there. Looks like a block in the back, and they're not calling it. So it's a good return all the way out to the 40-yard line, and good field position to start off for this Raiders offense, as if they needed it. They've already been marching up and down. See what Gardner can get in there and do again.
26-19. Clock is stopped at 1:40.
Quarterback keeper is stuffed. Finally, Burlington can make a play on the run, and it's no gain. Second down with 1 minute and 30 seconds in the third.
Second and 9.
They want these possessions. They're going quick. Receiver out right, 2 receivers out left. Man on each side. They hand it off. Nice moves right there by number 3, Christopher Callisto. And what's going on here?
Ooh, nice.
saying touchdown.
Touchdown.
Touchdown Devils. I thought he was down. Everyone else thought he was
Yeah.
down. It was a fumble. Jake McCauley says, thank you, I'll take that. It's 25-26, and pending extra point, tie game. Unbelievable. Oh, they want a crowd to scream. How about that? A defensive turnover. Finally, Burlington not only stops Melrose, they get a defensive touchdown. What a momentum boost. Wow, this game has changed in the blink of an eye.
Exactly.
26-13, and maybe 26-26.
Crowd definitely on their feet now for Burlington.
I myself was stunned. I didn't know. I thought the play was over, looking into the sideline,
Yeah.
and everyone just started screaming, and there McCauley went, took advantage. Never finished. And they're going to go for two. They're not happy with Wheelock's performance. And for two, Burlington takes the lead, 27-26. Their first lead since they were up 7-0.
55 seconds left in the third quarter of the score.
Nice.
Burlington 27, Melrose 26.
So
How
Burlington,
the momentum has changed. In the blink of an eye.
taking the first lead of the game since the first quarter,
Yes.
27-26.
And you could say that even with that touchdown on the before, with the Red Raiders marching down the field again, nothing would happen. It would be continuous. But that defensive play was absolutely enormous.
Yes.
Enormous for the Red Devils.
I think that really woke things up here going into the fourth and final quarter, 55 seconds in the third. But that really woke things up, got the energy going here at Varsity Field. The ball on the tee. And here we go. Wheelock is back.
And the ball in this windy weather was knocked over, so they have to stop the drum roll awkwardly. And we lost in that try and re-kick. We go again. Wheelock boots it down the field. A nice kick. Really nice kick. Here they come. Pesce. No, excuse me. That's Petey. Petey getting blocks and trying to hold on to that ball after that fumble that they had last series, and they're at the 50-yard line trying to not make the same mistake. Burlington definitely has the momentum of the crowd back into it. They can have the crowd scream a little bit, try and make the audibles and the countdown on the play clock a little bit hard to manage for this Red Raiders offense. Gardner under center, handing it off to Pishi. Nothing there.
Tackle by number 73, Johnson Magala, number 51, Luke Ward. Gain of 1, second down, 9.
Second down 9. Clock running at 20 seconds.
Red Raiders trying to get back some momentum that they had so much of in the second and third quarter. Most of it. So approaching the end of it. Burlington not giving up anything. That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. What a shift. This quarter was all started off like the second quarter with Red Raiders running on Burlington, scoring touchdowns left and right. 2 touchdowns, and Burlington, after allowing 2 touchdowns, scored 2 straight touchdowns of their own. Gaining complete control right now, even up by 1 point, you'd say that, but really momentum shifted. The crowd is back into it for their fan base. And obviously that defensive fumble, the biggest one of them all, where everyone thought the play was over. McCauley kept on playing to the whistle, and he ran in for the end zone and said, I'll take that. And big third down here. Try and prolong what a great series of events that has happened for the Devils. And McKay talking over, which says the Red Raiders sideline is on theirs. someone out for a second in the booth, so I will be here with you guys, calling the action on my own for 2 seconds. Change of position at the 50-yard line. They don't have to do anything but just basically turn aside. Gardner. Pressure by John Magada, avoids it. Down the field, looks short. And O'Halloran almost had the pick. It doesn't matter because a defensive foul is going to be bringing this all the way down to the 20. Wow, John Magada almost had him, and he was able to beautifully sidestep him and launch it downfield and draw the PI.
Pass interference against Burlington.
Yep, that's the PI. Great escapability. John Magada, he's a big man. He stops the run, but sometimes when his agility and quickness is hard to come by.
That's terrible!
Fans on Burlington not happy, saying it was uncatchable. They might have an argument, but and nevertheless, just maybe it's a smart idea next time of Burlington's defense not to be making contact unnecessarily when when Cole Haynes the only one near the ball. Dan McKay's gonna probably have a little talk about that with his team. Meanwhile, sets up a fresh set of downs for Gardner, and Gardner hands off to Pesce. Pesce making a run, holding on tight to that ball when he comes close to a first. Second down.
Number 55, Chris Jones. Second down, 6. Correction. Second down, 3.
Pesce gets it again. Burlington all over him. Magada this time gets some redemption, making the decisive throw down at the end. Although first down, so they have to maintain themselves 4 more downs at least to get a turnover. They're marching a little bit here.
At the Red Devil 23.
Gardner audibling to his line of scrimmage, something new. Pesce switches from his right to his left. 2 receivers out to his left, 2 to his right. And, oh, he sensed the blitz was coming. He almost got it off. And Burlington almost overran it, but they were able to get a hand on him and pull him down for a minimal gain. So second down. 9:45 remaining in this last quarter here at BHS Varsity Field. Red Devils up by 1, 27-26, pulling off a quick 14 points to flip the switch. Although Red Raiders trying to answer here, currently standing at Burlington's 25-yard line. Might look like a false start, not calling it. Pesce double fakes, nice throw. Excuse me, that was Gardner double fakes to Pesce. And Pesce gets it across for a first down. They're marching and they're in first and goal. First and goal and trying to capitalize.
It'll be first and goal Melrose at the Red Devil 10.
Gardner fakes it off, takes it himself. Gardner stopped just short of the line to gain.
Number 46, Nick Campbell.
Nick Campbell again, nice job there, running up and making the tackle.
Second down goal.
Let's go, dude! Suck it up!
Gardner trying to punch it into the end zone. Handoff, fake to Pesce, and in for Petey, and that's a touchdown for the Melrose Red Raiders. They regain the lead, 32-27. What's happening? No, if Carl on the field was a touchdown. And I believe it was. I think they're going for 2 here. And they are going for 2 to try and make this a full 7-point lead. Good response drive right here. Trying to cap it off. Receiver 21 in motion. Handing off to Pesce. He gets in with ease. 34-27 for the Melrose Red Raiders. Regaining the lead with 8:10 to go here at VHS Varsity Field in a critical game. Burlington being 5-1, Melrose Red Raiders being 3-3. Critical for Melrose especially that they get this win. They're showing their will to fight no matter what adversity they face. You know, they fumble on the last drive for the touchdown. Had a quick string of bad plays, but they get it in. Now they got to play defense on Kyle Pena, who did a pretty good job leading them on one of the touchdown drives recently, the one before the fumble and recovery by Jake McCauley on the defensive play. So we got the marching band going again, led by Morgan Powers and Allison Martin. See if this is going to become any more of a shootout than it already is. Total of 61 points put up between the two teams. Fielded. This time, finally, it was fielded by Jake Doherty instead of O'Halloran, and Jake Doherty had to pick it off the ground. Not going to go too far with that. Burlington starts off this drive at the 25.
77, Michael Overland on the tackle. The Red Devils will start 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
Pena under center, and I thought Jordy almost was in a position where he looked like he was going to do a flea flicker, and also Pena was looking like he wanted the ball back, but he just went straight up the middle for a minimal gain.
Jake Doherty the carry, tackle number 12, Brendan Colonel. Gain of 1, second down, now check that, second down, 8.
Now Pena, 2 receivers to his right, 2 receivers to his left once again. Some pressure being brought by Melrose. Pena steps up, has his man, and should be good for a first down.
Gain is pass complete to number 7, Jake McCauley.
Jake McCauley there again. His 2 main men, he's going to go into Jake McCauley and Ryan O'Halloran.
Is good for Red Devils. First down.
Meanwhile, nice pass! McCauley! Pena's pass to McCauley. All the way down. How about this game? Replica of the Chiefs Patriots game on a 1st down and 10. We got Jake McCauley looking like Tyreek Hill out there. And pending extra point, we might have a tie ball game, folks. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. Mike got cut off for 2 seconds right there. You hear the start of the call to Pena. But how about this? 6:58 remaining in a thrilling game in 4th quarter. So, who says that there's not going to be 3 or 2 more touchdowns to come? So they're going to go for 2 because they don't feel like Wheelock's been doing well tonight. So they're not going to put him in there. Meanwhile, Pena is going to hand it off. Looking for a second 2-point conversion. He's close and not going to get there. So the lead remains intact for the Red Raiders. But it is cut to 1 rather than having the 7. Nail-biting stuff here. And Wheelock is still doing the kickoffs. He has done pretty well kicking the ball deep. Once again, same formation as always, and the special teams for Burlington and on the kicking and Melrose on receiving, 2 receivers deep. Wheelock. Chip, and a fair caught by number 7, Nathan Monges, the senior. Doing a good job right there, not fumbling it, just calling for the fair catch, not taking any chances.
Melrose will start first and 10 at their own 37.
Gardner handing off to Pesce. Pesce, hole in the middle. He's going to get by O'Halloran. O'Halloran does a good job of maintaining his ground and wrapping up by the legs, but Pesce did a better job of bursting through the hole. First down, Red Raiders, trying to regain the momentum. Pesce again, and Burlington does a good job this time of holding him up.
No gain, be second down 10.
Burlington, you'd assume that running the clock down there definitely should be and trying to get a score. That's what the Red Raiders' plan is, and they're doing pretty well at it here. Trying not fumble, not give it over. PD not doing it. Nice gain. Bringing up a third down and short. Approaching 5:30 to go in what has been a thrilling game across the field. Got some fun interviews at halftime with our boys here at BHS. Connor Collins, easy work Ahmed. As always, he's putting in that nice easy work. Mr. G, the greatest substitute of all time. And having a fun time here, as always, Friday night, about the weekend ahead. PD looks like he might be a bit short.
Fourth down.
Fourth down, and obviously going to be going for this. Burlington trying to get the fans hyped to try and stop this. They did stop a fourth down earlier in the game. Keep in mind, they're up 7-0. They had on the very first possession for the Red Raiders offense, they had a 4-2 down. They had to stop it, and they did, and ultimately, it didn't matter too much. Burlington still didn't do anything with the following possession, and then the Raiders kind of dominated. But this would be huge to get the ball back in Pena's hands with time ticking down, a 1-point game at home, trying to call up clutch.
Time out. Melrose.
No one wants to think about the play. It's a huge play in the game. If they can milk a lot more of the clock off and give Pena virtually no time to operate if he even gets it back, if they get this first down. So the message here is try and jam that middle up, not let Pesce or Petey, one of those two running backs, get up. And maybe even at Gardner, so important to play, he might sacrifice himself for a quarterback sneak. He has the height. He might do a Tom Brady, jump over that line with the ball and tuck it back in and then just get over for the first. Very efficient way of doing it. Of course, Gardner is not Tom Brady. Not putting that in the same category. Yep, everyone's screaming. Burlington's defense is trying to make the play. They're not going in a quarterback sneak formation. That's out of the question. They have four receivers lined up. Unbelievable. Burlington bringing pressure. Handoff. And his original effort wasn't going to get him there. But his second effort does. Oh, he got it. He got it. The chain gang are probably going to... Yep, they're calling first down. John Magada injured. Very unfortunate right now to see him. He was one of the main guys in there who was definitely going to try and get in and stop it. He almost had him. The second effort, very good, and that push by the offensive line ultimately got them the first down by a couple inches. So now they can milk some more clock, and Burlington has to start wasting the timeouts. Good to see Cease back on his feet. Now Melrose really not fumbling is the big issue. They don't want to fumble like they did on that one time, which really gave the rival Devils their only lead in the second half temporarily. They just may tell them to hold on to that ball, try and waste time. 4:18 and counting down. Burlington's defense needs to stop. They even want to get the ball back. Receivers in motion. Number 2 right now currently. Gardner holding it up. Tell him to get set. Gardner. Offensive line ducks down. Gardner hands it off. Petey up the middle. Petey. First down. And another 40 seconds and fresh head of downs to waste time off the clock.
First and 10 Melrose. At the Burlington. 18-yard line.
3:30 and counting. Burlington hopeless right now. They're going to have to start getting stops. They want to even consider using timeouts. Number 3, Castillo. And a nice gain on first down. Puts them in good position to get the first down with 3 more tries in this potent running game, as Dan McKay feared going into it. Knew this was going to be one of the bigger challenges of the season. I'm surprised they're not calling the timeouts, but they are holding on to them. They have 5 timeouts remaining, so they can keep it up. Meanwhile, they need a stop. Can allow another touchdown. That would be pretty much game over. Someone has to make a play. Gardner. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers more wide out left. And holding on to this. And that's good for a first down. 2:30 remaining in the game. And the first set of downs for the for the Melrose Red Raiders. So tonight is senior night, honoring seniors here. Also had breast cancer awareness volleyball tournament inside the high school gym earlier. Obviously, we have Boston sports as well. If you guys are not bandwagons, because some people have been jumping on that. But we got the Celtics, we got the Bruins, we got the Patriots, and we got, of course, the Red Sox, who just made the finals. So that's really fantastic. We're a very spoiled fan base, and I wouldn't want to live in any other city but Boston. I love our region. I love the passion of it, and the motto of how we do things is always how I try and personally enable myself, and I believe other people also do. Just that fight attitude, never ever being intimidated. So they measured it, and I believe they're saying it's first down. No need for the chains. Just need to score or get past the pylon. So Burlington, I believe, called a timeout. And it's do or die. Gardner. Handing off. Nice hole in the middle! Touchdown! That might seal it. Burlington gives up a touchdown right up the middle to a man who's been so great tonight, Captain Kevin Peaty asserting himself. And that's going to make it a 40-33 game. They would go for a regular extra point. I was surprised. I would think that they might even want to go for two here. Make it a two-possession game. Try and end it. I like my chances of Burlington. Yeah, they got the extra point, so it's a 41-33 game. It's going to keep it a one-score game. So, actually, I was unaware of that. All right. So, Burlington is not sealed out yet. Not yet. 5 timeouts, 2:26 to operate, and down by 8. So, I think my evaluation at first, I will apologize. I thought it was a 2-score game. If they had scored the touchdown, my bad. It is a 1-score game. And Burlington needs to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I would have personally definitely gone for 2 there and made a 2-possession game because Burlington then would be tight. They would have to go for onside kicks. And I think Burlington, if they score a touchdown, I think that their chances with Jake Doherty in the backfield and other weapons they have is going to be good of getting that 2-point conversion. So this is exciting. Everyone's going to stick around. It's a nail-biting finish. As Melrose is going to try and win the game by their defense. Maybe, especially here, as when the pass rush comes in huge in the 2-minute drill. They've been getting some pass rush on Pena. They're going to try to do it again. Who comes up clutch in the big game? And if anyone doesn't want to be reminded, this is the same score that the Patriots lost to the Eagles in Super Bowl 52 by. 41-33 exact. Brings some pretty horrible memories, especially for myself. Couldn't sleep that night. And I bet lots of Burlington fans and New Englanders couldn't either. Getting up 41 points to a backup quarterback. Having said that, Boston sports and the Patriots and everyone else is doing great now, and this town is embracing the Burlington Red Devils football team and enjoying the community, which English teachers made such a sense of this season.
The Devils set first and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Here comes Pena, trying to drive them down. No one there except 21. The guy who just scored the touchdown picks off Pena. Pena's pass downfield. Not a soul of a Red Devil around. Not one. Miscommunication. I do not know if it was a miscommunication on receiver ran the wrong route, or if Pena just felt too pressure, tried to launch one down deep, and it went too far. He was under pressure, and what did I say? That first play, the pass rush makes the difference. Number 21 isn't dropping that interception. And now it's crunch time. Number 21 doing it all for Melrose. They get the ball right back to their offense. However, Burlington has 2 minutes, 11 seconds left and 5 timeouts to try and stop this clock. So it's not over per se, but they really need to stop, and based upon this whole second half, really, in the second quarter, it's not happening. Who knows? Things don't always follow the same general path in games. Meanwhile, we've seen all the time, Gardner handing off again. And Burlington does a better job right there to just stuff him up the middle, only for about a 5-yard gain. And Burlington calls their first timeout.
Timeout, Burlington. With an official 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 2:03.
Gardner. Jesse Gardner. The junior keeps himself. Dives for a first down. Another one for Melrose. Trying to
The play is good for Melrose.
drain
First
that clock.
down.
And only a minute 58 seconds remaining.
Timeout on the field.
Jesse Gardner handing off. Charging his way forward just for those critical extra yards. And McKay calls another timeout.
Burlington. Second half up.
Timeout. Burlington really trying to just urge themselves to make a stand. They need 3 downs. They have to hold them. They're a bit exhausted at the moment. Offense on the field. Burlington's defense on the field and face off again. They take Gardner out of the game and put in number 12, Brennan Fennell, who got action on one drive for a touchdown at the end of the second quarter. Is coming in again. He fakes his own handoff run and close to a first down. I think it is a first down.
Timeout. Burlington.
Monte takes another timeout. And I believe that's a first down. They might be short. So they take the field once again, and they're not going to say first down. They're going to call it 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, and Burlington, last chance. Taking it up the middle himself, and they had him. He's escaped, and that should pretty much seal the deal. They almost had him in the backfield, and they overpowered their way to another first. Unbelievable performance by this Melrose Red Raiders offense tonight. putting up 41 on a Devils defense that had allowed 14 in their last it allowed 21 in their last 3 games. Only 7 points per game. And they reverted more back to the first 3 games of defense, allowing 31 points per game, and their worst defensive performance since they allowed on their other loss where they allowed the 44 to Stoneham. And that was another game where they got run over, and they got run over here tonight. Melrose certainly a better offensive team than the other teams they were facing recently. They came full force tonight. Now it's just handoffs, and Burlington can do nothing to stop the clock. So this will be Burlington's second loss of the season. They will drop to 4-2, and a very exciting game. And a nice night as always to do some commentating with my co-commentator Kevin Carnell. As Joe Vish, as he mentioned, Kevin Carnell was mentioning a game in Lexington. Joe Vish is doing that game. All of which is to that game being exciting for Vish to commentate. And Melrose are rising up, as Mr. McKay talked about. They're 3-3, and now with this win, they're going to be 4-3. So very exciting stuff. And pending results tomorrow, Burlington may or may not clinch a certain seed. This should be the final victory kneel down. It is. Garner takes a knee. The ball game, 41-33 for the Red Raiders, taking this over the Devils, handing them their first loss at home all year. They had this crowd jumping and buzzing early on. Burlington thought they were going to be an offensive powerhouse tonight with the first drive. They scored a touchdown, but they got shut down very effectively for the rest of the game. Melrose just really was the better team tonight, and they deserved the victory. All right, without further ado, we have some. We're going to have some more bonus coverage later on with interviews I've taken at halftime, and featuring interviews with Mr. McKay about his growth this season as head coach and how this team has been doing so good. I am Nick Bongiorno, your commentator here, along with Kevin Carnell for BCAT Sports. We'll see you again.